Hey running superstars, welcome to Monday Motivation. My name is Tash and I'm a Grand Prix dressage rider from Australia. And Monday Motivation is all about pumping you up for the week ahead. So this week's quote is, don't count the days, make the days count. Now this is so important when it comes to goal setting or achieving any goal in your horse riding or in your life. I am in the fortunate and unfortunate position, it depends how you want to look at it, of my 81-year-old father has terminal cancer. He's had terminal cancer for nearly coming up 3 years. He was only given 6 months to live. So he had a timeline. He was told, you've only got 6 months. And he said, he's German. He was like, I'll see about that. And, he's defying everything and he's still going and he's still pushing. But he does have a finite amount of days left, as do all of us. As do I, as does Phil, as does my children. All of us have a finite number of days and we actually don't know how many days we get. That's the lottery of life. We don't know. And I'm always astounded when I think of, I hear people go, I can't wait till the weekend or can't wait till next year. This year's a write-off. I'm like, whoa. Or people, really, if you want to annoy me, people that bitch about their birthdays. Because I just say, fine, if you don't want to be a year older, go to the children's hospital and go talk to a 3-year-old with child's leukemia or a 5-year-old and say that you don't want to be another year older. It is a privilege and a joy every birthday. I celebrate my birthday with so much happiness and gratefulness because I'm so blessed and glad that I had an extra year to have fun and to go after my goals. So you really, really, really do need to make every day count. The other way of thinking about it is there's 365 days in a year. Yes, I know leap year, 366, but 365 days. Now imagine when you think about habits and all these things, if you ate a chocolate cake every day for 365 days. If you just made that one choice, that one decision, chocolate cake, 365 days, where would you be at the end of a year? Where would you be at the end of 365 days? I'm guessing a little bit heavier, depending on what else you did. Now imagine if you made a different choice. Imagine if you said, okay, every day for the next 365 days, I'm gonna go for an hour run. And the reason I say that is my husband did that. For 500 days straight, he ran every morning. Through a broken ankle, through hail, through winter, through New Year's Day hungover, through sickness, he got up at 5 a.m. and ran. And I was like, what's that about? Because I was in bed enjoying my beautiful doona. You know when it's cold out there and raining and you're like, I love bed. But he was like, no, this is a goal I've set. And can you imagine how his life was different at the end of 365 days? He was leaner, he was fitter, he was more energetic. He would come back from I don't know if you've ever gone for a run, I don't run often. I make it a policy not to run often. But when you do go for a run, especially in the cold or in the winter, you come back and you've got energy. You're like, all right, my day started. So he was getting so much more done. Productivity was really up in the morning. And I just thought, wow, I can already see, I can predict his results at the end of the year because of this one thing he's chosen to do every day. So what is one thing you can choose to do every day? Rather than wishing the days away, rather than going, I'm counting the days until I go on holiday or until the weekend or until this is over, how about make that day count? What is that one thing you can do that at the end of 365 days is going to make a huge difference? So when you think in your riding, let's say you ride 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, 6 times a week. Doesn't matter what it is. But what are you going to do? Imagine if you worked on your center lines every day you rode. Can you imagine what your center line would look like at the end of 365 days? And I have issued to myself and my riders the center line challenge. And I have said every single ride, before we finish, we have to do 5 center lines. And they're like, oh, after a week, my center line's not getting any better. Yeah, that was just four rides, 1 week. It's not going to get better. Let's see it at the end of the year. And that can be us as humans. We don't like to wait. We're into instant gratification. We got to get into this delayed gratification a bit because that's where the results come. So I want you to sit down this week and think about what you can do for the next, we've got 6 months left. We've got June to like November of the year. So not 365 days, cut it in half. Think what you can do for the next 6 months that is going to make the biggest difference towards your riding goals at the end of the year. Remember, if you're into goal setting, you would like to know more about goal setting or like to know more about how to get things done, you can go to my website, www.goalsettingsuccess.com, and you can read about the program that I've got there. You guys have an amazing week, enjoy, and I'll see you next week. Bye.